In downtown Detroit, it's Jason Carr Live with your host, Jason Carr.
What was that all about?
Well, that's the new opening.
Well, who else would it be hosted? Jason Carr Live, hosted by Biff Skittleshot.
I mean, it could be anybody. We don't know.
Hey, what's going on? Good to see you. Or pretend to see you, since I can't actually. Ooh, look at this.
I know. Doesn't it look good?
Did we break the bank?
I think they spent a lot of money on this.
I think the art department went wild. We have a new. Look at that. That is great. How are you? I have a new obsession. It's called lamb poutine.
Lamb poutine.
What do you think about that? Show your reactions, guys. Did you make a cameo? Did we not see you on camera?
Oh, we could. I mean, there's all sorts of poutine. You could have lamb. You could have chicken. You could have. Well, I mean, really, it's just cheese curds and gravy. That's the good way to do it. That's
Brian on the left, John on the right. Not sure how many golfers we have watching, but take a look at this helpful caddy. I'll tell you about the lamb poutine soon. That dog is rather proud of him or herself.
You know, it's fun when they're a puppy, but one day, you know, you're actually going to want to play a serious round of golf. And this dog's going to get in the way.
Think so?
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, Judy, Joel, Laura, Bonnie, Buffy. Kathleen says yuck. Good morning, Thomas. Hey, David. Why is everybody saying yuck? Lamb poutine? Don't knock it till you tried it. I had it at an Irish pub in Georgetown. Not once, not twice, but I think as many as possibly 5 or 6 plates.
I have a chicken sandwich that they put fries on, and it was incredible. I've got half of it for today.
Speaking of dogs, from the video here, we go on to more animal news. They were jumping for joy during the North American diving dog trials on Friday. These pooches were making big splashes to see who could jump the farthest. I bet Milt Wilcox is probably watching this right now. Former Tiger Milt Wilcox and his jumping air dogs.
I didn't even know this was a thing. I wish I would have dug a little deeper and found out exactly who won and what the length was, but these are just the trials. This is just to see who's going to go to the national championship in Orlando. So when that happens, I probably will put a whole big article together on Click on Detroit because I'm curious. This is great stuff.
Rich and compelling, now this.
Well, hold on. We have a graphic now. Take a look at that, huh? All right. Rich and compelling.
I don't know what is more rich and compelling, the fact that this is going on, or that we have a graphic to
specifically
introduce.
For it.
Is that supposed to be Rodin's The Thinker?
Yep.
Sans clothing.
It's something, you know, it makes you think.
So, does he have a really, hang on, does he have a really bad sunburn? What's going on there?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. It just looks like maybe he lost control, or maybe he's doing it for fun.
He looks like he did not wear SPF 30. In fact,
oh, you're talking about the pink man. Yeah, he's a little
he's
pink.
He's a little fuchsia.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the original article. Warning, kids, make sure you wear sunscreen lest you become, we call the Spirit of Detroit the Jolly Green Giant. I think we're going to have to call this guy the, what? The Fuchsia Fanatic?
The Fuchsia Fanatic, that's good, yeah.
What do you guys think? Well, Pat says it looks like he's sitting on the toilet. Experts are meeting in Ann Arbor this week to discuss a tsunami warning system for the Great Lakes. Scientists say tsunamis happen on the lakes, although many are too small to notice. In fact, the lakes average 106 such events a year. In extreme cases, they've swept people to their deaths. The University of Michigan's Cooperative Institute for Great Lakes Research is hosting a meeting from Monday through Wednesday. They're going to consider ways to warn the public.
I didn't know Great Lakes tsunamis? Really? I thought it was just a Pacific thing.
Well, I mean, I understand like a storm that takes down the Edmund Fitzgerald out on the open lake, but you're telling me you're going to be sunning yourself in Ludington, and all of a sudden a Lake Michigan tsunami is going to come in and grab you and take you out to the lake?
I mean, we got to have a warning system, right?
Do you want to know about the poutine? Probably not. I'll keep you in suspense on the poutine. We've got a Photoshop battle, and we're paying the cat tax at the same time. Ooh.
Yeah, I know. All right, so this is the original photo. Mm-hmm. And here we go. Got some baseball.
Oh, nice.
Got some football. Got an attack in downtown. Got some synchronized swimming.
Hey, look at that. That's a cat.
Mr. President, get down. Got Superman and Lois Lane. Got a little bit of the Lion King action. And something from High Fidelity. How's that?
You know this was a Memorex ad, right?
It was for what?
Memorex, audio tape.
Really? Okay.
Is it live or is it Memorex? Let's see if I can look at that. Guy in chair. Where did you find that?
This was a Reddit Photoshop battle. I think
So
the
that
synchronized
just-
swimming is the best one.
You know, there used to be an ad on TV, is it live or is it Memorex, where they would play a recording of an opera singer, and it would break the glass just like a real live opera singer would. I'm sorry, what did I say, Memorex?
Yeah.
Maxell.
Maxell.
This is Maxell. I got my MXE audio mix-up, Maxell. Blown away guy. Or blown away man. Not Memorex, Maxell. Jim remembers that commercial. Joel, see, that's what happens when you, when things from when you were a teenager start to sort of, they were so crisp and clean in the mind when you were young, and then you get a little long in the tooth and you start confusing things like Maxell and Memorex. And your 28-year-old pop culture self would have been horrified by that prospect.
Just those little details.
Sea lion stopped traffic in a seaside town in Chile. The sea lion planted itself in the middle of the street, blocking cars from passing by. Locals say this isn't all that unusual. They say the animals sometimes venture farther from the beach in search of food.
I mean, what do you do? What do you do? You got to bring in a crane to help get them out? Do you just shoo them away with a broom?
As you're driving past, do you say something like, "Honest, Jabba, I've got your money"? Nicole's joining the party, wants to know about the tsunami. Apparently there's Great Lakes tsunamis. They're discussing a tsunami warning system for the Great Lakes. Seriously.
Now, I'm looking at some of the comments. Roberta says that the Orlando Dog Diving Championship might get rained out.
Oh, no.
I know. That's terrible.
What were Milt Wilcox, former Tigers pitcher Milt Wilcox, what were his dogs called? The Amazing Aero Dogs or something like that? Air Dogs? Mm-hmm. Milt Wilcox Air Dogs. Brian, can you Google that? Yeah. Water Dogs or Milt Wilcox. Air Dogs, Water Dogs, something like that.
Now, Karen Williamson has a good idea. They should give him an orange vest and a flag and let him direct traffic.
A new study from Florida State University revealed that seeing more curvy models or curvier models in media may boost viewers' body confidence. All right. Women are beautiful no matter what size or shape.
You know what though? Gonna go ahead and chime in here on this one. This study wasn't so much that it makes them it makes them feel better because they feel like they look better than some other woman. It's not like it's actually not really a good feel good story. It's more of a selfishness story.
Think so?
That's kind of the way they put the study together.
Researchers say they plan on expanding the study in the future to include men, adolescents, and people of different ethnicities. Well, I don't think it's necessarily a badly slanted study that people, upon seeing shapes much like their own body, would feel better about themselves, even if it is in competition with said model.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a dad bod. Rod Maloney, you probably have a dad bod.
I have a big dad. They say go home. They say go home, go big or go home. I say go home bigger.
Go home, go big, go bigger, go home, go bigger or go
Go
home.
home. Yeah, no, go home. Was it go big or go home, right?
Go big or go home.
Especially on vacation, I say go home bigger.
Well, I did. I went to Georgetown in Washington, D.C. for the last 4 days and had lamb poutine multiple times at the same Irish pub.
Lamb
Poutine with lamb on top. Rosemary-infused lamb with curry gravy straight from Ireland. It was incredible. And then I went to another place and had these
Just
small...
dive in.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was fantastic. Ultimate Air Dogs.
Ultimate
Says
Air
Pat.
Dogs.
That's the Milt Wilcox. Do we have more plus models, by the way?
No, that was all we've got. But
Okay.
if you wanted to see Ultimate Air Dogs, I've got. I guess this is their page. What are we looking at here? When dogs fly.
Milt Wilcox throws the baton, and the dogs go chucking out, down the ramp afterward. Major air, they like fly out there.
Wow.
I know you're
Flying
fascinated.
dogs.
Milt Wilcox, as I recall, won 17 games for the Tigers in 1984. Dan Petrie, I believe, went 18-8. Jack Morris went something like 21-10 or 21-11. I mean, that starting three of Jack Morris, Dan Petrie, and Milt Wilcox, with a rotating fourth of Juan Berenguer, the occasional spot start from the likes of Aurelio Lopez or Doug Bear. Pretty strong. I mean, Juan Berenguer, how many World Series titles did that guy win? I think he has 3 rings, or had 3 rings.
I mean, the problem is sooner or later you're going to run out of fingers.
Juan Berenguer. Lawnmower races. Gentlemen, start your mowers every Father's Day in Grand Island, New York. Race drivers fire up their engines to see who has the fastest lawnmower in town.
So apparently this all started over a bet way back when.
There's music with this?
I guess so. I just started hearing it. I don't know.
Seriously? What's going on in this race?
And I think it's not fair that they're on pavement. If this was a real lawnmower race, they'd be mowing someone's lawn. Still, though, apparently this is how they celebrate every Father's Day. Since what year was it? Since the late 60s.
We had a Sears Craftsman Dynamark tractor in red, black, and white.
Yeah.
Also, a barely functioning Montgomery Ward tractor in blue and sort of a oatmeal cream color with an orange sticker.
You had 2 tractors in
Well,
Livonia?
the Dynamark was the new, upscale tractor that replaced the Montgomery Ward. But when I was a kid, out the lake, as we said, out to the lake. Where's Grandpa? He's out the lake. We had this football field front yard, just this long strip of rectangular grass, and it was my job at a certain age to mow that.
Mm-hmm. So the tractors were out in Irish Hills?
Yeah, out to the lake.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be ridiculous to have a tractor in Livonia.
I wasn't in Livonia, Plymouth Canton. Pizza lovers rejoice. ThinkGeek has released the triangular pizza bag. Yes, this is a thing.
It's pretty fantastic. I mean, it's so rare that you have one slice of pizza left over. You know, you usually have a few. But I guess you could stack them. I don't know.
We have breaking news from the comments section.
Uh-oh.
Gary and Pam Sprouse made my chicken wings recipe that I talked about.
Uh-huh.
Well, not mine, my mother's chicken wings recipe from the 1970s. The marinate the wings in La Choy soy sauce, not the light stuff, but the stuff with the normal label, overnight, and then broil them in garlic powder.
That sounds amazing.
Took your glasses off. You
Yeah,
startled
there's
me.
a little bit of a spot on there I was getting off.
Anyway, they say they were absolutely delicious, so good. Now we have to recreate lamb poutine from Rira Irish Pub in Georgetown, Washington, D.C.
I mean, it's... I don't make lamb that often. That's going to be a hard, kind
I
of
looked
poutine to
up-
make.
They use a specific brand name. It's called McDonald's Irish Curry Gravy or Curry Irish Gravy or something like that. I looked it up on Amazon. Not cheap.
No?
No.
No. And then you got to get it shipped over.
Anybody been to Rira? Rira Irish Pub. It's actually multiple locations, but I mean, it was local to us, staying in Georgetown over the weekend on an extended. My wife's birthday was last Wednesday, then Father's Day was Sunday, so then we met up with family. And Joel says, lamb is money. DiGiorno, it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno, has a new pizza creation right out of the Motor City. Their new crispy pan pizza, although not branded as Detroit style, basically is.
Yeah. Yep. They're not giving us credit where credit's due.
The lamb did not come with mint jelly, Gary. Detroit style deep dish complete with caramelized crust, edge to edge cheese. Each pizza comes in its own baking pan to make it perfectly crispy. Right now, it comes in pepperoni, 4 cheese, supreme, and 3 meat varieties. I think we need to have an investigation.
All right. I will pick one up. I always say oh yeah, I'll do the.
You never do any of this.
We'll see. Well, I'll get it soon, and we've got an oven upstairs, right? Is there an oven upstairs?
We do have an oven
Okay.
upstairs.
So
Yes.
and we'll cook some pizza one of these days.
Almost, well, not a year, about 8, 9 months ago, when we started doing this, 15-ish, John was going to wear the same shirt for a week straight and then mail it off to some dating service or whatever to see if you could be matched based on pheromones. As it turned out, his bachelor years were short-lived and has since been taken off the market, so we never got around to doing that.
I mean, I had all sorts of issues with that. I wasn't going to wear the same shirt day in, day out for a week or something, whatever they asked for. Do I really want to go looking for a girl who's into that kind of dating service? I'm not sure.
Something tells me it's 99% dudes on that.
Yeah.
All competing for the same lady who's willing to sniff shirts to find her pheromonal match. Steve says Square's the only pizza for real Detroiters. Speaking of which, who's watching this in parts other than Detroit? We were benefiting from April the giraffe. We were getting some overflow from her drama, and people tuning in to see what April was up to, besides standing still and looking at the camera sort of bored, would come to us and be like, hey, I'm watching over here in New Zealand. I'm watching from Australia. I'm watching from...
Kenya. We had one in Kenya.
We had 2 different people watching in Oregon, which was interesting.
Yeah.
For a spell. Jim's always in here from Louisiana and Sandusky, Michigan, Port Sanilac. Would you try the DiGiorno Detroit style pizza? Do I need to stop and pick this up on the way home?
Maybe. Yeah.
Chris Kennedy checking in again from Ocean Grove, Victoria, Australia. Arizona for Charmaine. Roberta is visiting the D. She's a former Detroiter turned Floridian, now back in the D. We had that pizza last night. It's really good. Crust is a lot like Jets, according to Pam.
All right. Okay.
I noticed that nobody has said that, they noticed my absence. I'm but a trifle in the daily lives of people on the Facebooks.
Well, we didn't want to tell you, but yeah, Friday we had really good numbers. A lot of people were watching. It was
Yeah. You didn't want to tell me that, but you just did just now?
Yeah, just did on the air.
So I'm superfluous.
Well, yeah, I think it's that they didn't expect to see a fresh face that's not usually on here. I think Friday we had Rhonda and Brandon. So
you're saying the novelty factor was?
I think it was just the novelty. It was like, oh, a special guest host. This is different. Yeah, maybe.
Gail's moving to Arizona 1st of July, but we'll still watch you guys. Oh, cool, thanks. Vicky's checking in from Parrish, Florida. Roberta says, missed you. Thanks, Roberta. And Nicole is hungry now. Well, I'm starving myself. Tasty Tuesday is not until tomorrow. Fahad says that before he moved to Michigan, he used to watch the live feed from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, all right.
Two months in Idaho for Mary. Watched you every day. It kept me grounded to the D. Well, we appreciate that. Thank you so much. Midland, Texas, oil country. Karen, thanks for pointing that out. Kristen is watching from Japan.
Whoa, that might be the farthest. I mean, Australia and Japan, but we haven't had anyone from Japan watch. Wouldn't it be cool if it just became like a really popular thing in Japan where that was like the go-to show that everyone in Japan watches?
Well, they do have vending machines over there for all kinds of stuff. Maybe they could serve us out of a vending machine or something. Mm-hmm. All right. We will see you live in the D at the top of the hour, back in full effect, all three hosts on board. And don't get sick. Just keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. I'm Casey Kasem.
Stay classy, Detroit.